everyone, and welcome to LawSikho's thorough newspaper analysis for the 24th of July 2023. Now, with respect to today's editorial article, it has been taken from the Indian Express, and the title of the editorial will be Zero FIR. Now, for the second and the third segment of the day, we have the news update and the legal news. Now, with respect to today's editorial article, Zero FIR, it talks about what Zero FIR is, and to some extent, it sheds light on why it is important for today's rendition of the TNA. Now, recently, two zero FIRs have been filed in Manipur. Now, the firstly, we do know that there has been this horrific incident in which two women in Manipur were stripped, paraded naked, molested, and then one of them was raped. One of the women have even alleged that it was the police who had accompanied them from home and then handed them over to the mob before these atrocities were meted out to them. The second zero FIR pertains to the abduction and murder of two Kuki-Zomi women, again a tribe of Manipur. And while one of these incidents, that is the one where the two ladies were stripped, paraded, and one of them was subsequently raped, this isn't actually an old incident and had happened in May. It is only now in late July that this video has been doing rounds around the internet and people have been made aware of the atrocities that were meted out to these unfortunate victims. In both cases, the police have displayed a shocking delay in transferring the complaint to the relevant police station. Now, the question then arises is that what is a zero FIR? Because FIRs are not transferred. Now, in a zero FIR, a police station registers an FIR based on the complaint received from the victim. However, what is notable in this case is that the police station that registers the FIR itself does not have jurisdiction in the particular place where this incident had taken place. So what it does is that it takes the FIR and it transfers this FIR to the police station that has jurisdiction over the place where the incident had occurred. And once this happens, the relevant police station registers a new FIR. Now, when we talk of the historical background of zero FIR, it is rather a new concept. It was not there in our legal system from when it started. The provisions of zero FIR came up with the recommendations that were made forward by the Justice Verma Committee. Now, for those of you who do know, Justice Verma Committee is the same committee that was instituted after the Delhi gang rape case. And the recommendations were made so that faster trial could be provided to the victim. And the committee also recommended that the punishment meted out to sexual offenders be enhanced. The provisions were then amended, and the amendments were aimed to provide speedy redressal to the victims of sexual assault so that timely action could be taken after filing of the FIR. This also prevented from the victim from running door to door for help. She could approach any police station, get her FIR registered, and after that, it would be the police station's duty to ensure that the FIR was transferred to the police station with the correct jurisdictions and matters were taken care after that. Now we move on to the news updates for the day. Firstly, we have Indian Meteorological Department introduces the heat index. Now, we did know that sometime around March, late March, in fact, the India Meteorological Department had stated that they would be coming forward with a heat index. The same has now been published. The experimental heat index has been launched by the IMD to provide a general guidance for the regions within India where the apparent temperature or feel-like temperature, considering the impact of humidity along with the temperature, are on the higher side, causing discomfort to the people. Now, if the heat index shows green, it means that experimental heat index is less than 35 degrees Celsius. The color code changes to yellow if it is between 36 to 45 degrees Celsius. The experimental heat index will show orange as an alert if the range is between 46 to 55, and a red alert if the range is above 55 degrees Celsius. Secondly, we have Shah Rukh Khan as the brand ambassador of ICC World Cup 2023. Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan has been appointed as the brand ambassador of ICC World Cup 2023. Bollywood superstar Shah Rukh Khan launched the World Cup 2023 campaign. It takes one day in his iconic voiceover. The World Cup 2023 will be held in India from the 5th of October to the 19th of November 2023. Next up, we have in an unprecedented move, Jagdeep Dhankhar reconstitutes Rajya Sabha panel of vice-chairpersons. In a historic move, Rajya Sabha chairman and Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar announced that he has reconstituted the panel of vice-chairpersons with 50% of women parliamentarians. The eight-member panel will now have four female members, including BJP MPs PT Usha and S. Fangong Konyak, Nationalist Congress Party MP Fuiza Khan, and Biju Janata Dal MP Sulata Dio. The vice chairpersons are eligible to preside over the House in the absence of the chairman or the deputy chair. Next up, we have Center appoints IPS officer Manoj Yadava as DG Railway Protection Force. Manoj Yadava, a senior IPS officer from the Haryana cadre, has been designated as the new Director General of the Railway Protection Force, or the RPF, according to an order from the Personnel Ministry. Yadava, who belongs to the 1988 batch of the Indian Police Service, will take over from Sanjay Chander, who is set to retire on the 31st of July. The Appointments Committee of the Cabinet has approved Yadava's appointment as DGRPF until his retirement on the 31st of July 2025. Next up, we have Anshuman Jhingran becomes the youngest person to cross the North Channel. Anshuman Jhingran is an open sea swimmer because and he becomes the youngest person in the world to cross the North Channel. With this achievement, 18-year-old Anshuman has become qualified for a place in the Guinness World Records. He is only the 114th person to cross the channel since 1947. The North Channel, located between Scotland and Northern Ireland, is considered the toughest of the Ocean Seven swims because of its chilling temperature, the presence of numerous extremely dangerous lion's mane jellyfish, and competing tides and currents all way across right up until a few final meters. We also have Bastar Dusshera, which is the world's longest festival, and the same begins in Chhattisgarh. The origins of the festival date back to the 15th century. Maharaja Purushottam Deo, the then ruler, first initiated the festival of Dusshera. The royal family, also called the Raj family of Bastar, worshipped the ancient arms of the goddess Danteshwari for 10 days. Bastar Dusshera starts in the month of August, Shravan, on Amavasya night and spans till the 13th day of the full moon night in October Ashwin. International and domestic tourists usually attend the last 10 days of Bastar Dusshera. We also have the National Broadcasting Day, which was on the 23rd of July. On 23rd of July in 1927, the first ever radio broadcast in the country went on air from the Bombay station under a private company, the Indian Broadcasting Company. On the 8th of June 1936, the Indian State Broadcasting Service became All India Radio. The Central News Organization came into existence in August 1937, and in the same year, AIR, which is the All India Radio, came under the Department of Communications, and 4 years later came under the Department of Information and Broadcasting. The following year, CNO was split up into two divisions, the News Services Division and the External Services Division. In 1956, the name Akashvani was adopted for the national broadcaster. The Vivid Bharati service was launched in 1957 with popular film music as its main components. For the international news segment of the day, we have only 1% women live in countries with high gender parity and female empowerment, according to a UN report. Now, a new global report launched by the UN Women and UNDP at the Women Deliver Conference highlights the challenges in achieving gender parity and women's empowerment worldwide. The analysis of 114 countries indicate that women's powers and freedom to make choices and seize opportunities remain largely restricted. Low women's empowerment and significant gender gaps are very common. The WEI and the GGPI serve as tools for policymakers, providing evidence for progress and guiding action towards women's empowerment and gender equality. Now, for the legal updates of the day, we have Juvenile Justice Board is a criminal court justifying withholding of passport under Section 62F, Jammu and Kashmir High Court. Now, the Jammu and Kashmir High Court, in the case of Hazik Wanganu versus the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, has clarified that the Juvenile Justice Board possesses all the trappings of a criminal court, justifying the non-issuance of passport or travel documents under Section 6, subsection 2, clause F of the Passport Act to a person facing proceedings before the JJB. Section 62F provides for refusal of passport where proceedings in respect of an offense alleged to have been committed by the applicant are pending before a criminal court in India. So this was all for today. For free study materials and TNA PDF slides, please join our Telegram channel, the link of which you can find in the description, or you can always scan the barcode that is given on your screen. Please remember that with the description, you will also find the quiz link, which is basically a recap quiz for the thorough newspaper analysis that was available on our YouTube channel the previous year. It just helps you with your revision and stay up to date with the current affairs. For any further information, you can always mail us at support@lawsikho.in, and don't forget to subscribe our channel on YouTube to stay up to date with the current affairs through thorough newspaper analysis as it comes out every day. Thank you.